All right, shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem. Is a great millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. Shalom to you sincere sisters as well. All right, shalom. All right, I got a little distracted by my speed bump back there. But this is gonna be a real quick one. Again, this is a response to the lesson that Elder Yashawamba. I'll say I watched it yesterday. I don't know if it was uploaded yesterday or the day before, but sometime this week. I shared it as a post on my page, so go find that and watch it. Dealing with working on the inner man, and excellent, edifying video, much needed. Something we all can work on, and I'm speaking, to myself in this regard. But I was just inspired by the video, and I looked into the word tact. All right, and it literally deals with your conduct, being diplomatic, dealing with people with a certain level of a sense of touch or feeling. That's tact. You gotta have a certain level. That's really spiritualness. That's discernment. It goes into discernment, really. And that's something that we all are supposed to evolve. You can never max out discernment. You should always be getting better with discernment, being better with how you deal with people. See, I'm gonna tell you a little trick, especially for younger individuals, younger men and women, specifically men, because I understand we're under a lot of pressure. The scriptures say in Ecclesiastes that the more knowledge you increase, the more sorrowful you are. Pressure maketh a wise man mad. There's all of these different scriptures that we are familiar with, or you're learning and you're realizing and you're feeling, and you're feeling a new sense of rage, anger, annoyance. You find yourself being pissed off, which, hey, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I'm not always pissed the fuck off, or I'm always looking at people, in my spirit with the, man, I'm tired. Yes, but I'm gonna tell you the trick. But here's the thing. Nobody in the world knows that. Everybody that I deal with, to the most part in the world, loves me. That's the trick. That's the ultimate. We're reaching a level of being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, as the scriptures say. That's discernment. That's spiritual powers. You understand? Majority of these people on my job, neighbors, everybody. Oh, that's a spirit car in front of me. 144. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't know that I wake up every day hoping that something devastating or bad happens to this place. Happens to these people specifically. That I hate these fucking people, man. But do you think these people around me know how deep that runs? Absolutely not. I'm probably the most favored worker at my job. You think that that's just like by coincidence? How is it that what I stand on, what I believe, how I feel, I'm the most liked at my job? But then you got people that don't believe what I believe, and motherfuckers hate them. I mean, I can't stand this big-headed nigga. Inside joke. brother, I work with no fucking this big-headed nigga at my job. Like, I'm the spirit put it on him not to come back. Nobody liked him. He told me his first day. You think he knows he's a Hebrew Israelite and the truth and serving the Lord? No. He just some big-headed nigga in Atlanta being a fucking nuisance to everybody. First day I meet him, he explained to me how everybody at his other job can't stand his ass. He always picking fights. He always in some drama. He always saying some shit he ain't got no business saying. And nobody likes his ass. Same shit happened at our job. Manager telling me how his ass, big head Richard, that's what we called him, right? Manager telling us how he getting into a strife. He got into an argument with this one guy at my job. I'm like, man, I said it at the job, like, man, yeah, this guy going off. I said it just like this at the job. Yeah, this guy going off. I was like, how you know there's certain people in life you meet, you be like, man, yo, if you got a problem with such and such, you a problem. Because it's like, even this dude that I'm talking about, this guy don't even be no problem. And I'm like, how the fuck you got a problem with him? That was literally my reaction. How you got a problem with him? Everybody like, yeah, you know, you right, yeah. Such and such, you just come here, quiet. You don't even really say nothing. How the fuck you get into it with a quiet person? See? Having no tact, no sense of feel. You don't know how to feel a situation out. You don't know how to feel the scenario out. You're not wise. You're not, as the scriptures say, be wise as a serpent. Be wise. Everybody should take some time. The Lord did not put these examples in the scriptures just because they some slick, cool shit to say. What do I mean? The scriptures speak about go thy to the way of the ant, O thou sluggard. You can learn a lot of wisdom by just simply studying ants. Scriptures say, as we're highlighting, be wise as serpents, a snake. You should go watch videos and learn about how snakes are subtle, how they move. You ever notice how small a snake is? How big a snake is? You're not about to sneak up on a snake. You're not about to, a snake will be on your ass, man. All animals, big ass snakes, and from an anaconda all the way to a garden snake, they all are subtle. King cobras, crazy subtlety. King cobras don't play. But at the same time, they're not a, hey, 144 again, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They're not a simple ass animal either. You got some that are aggressive, like black mambas and king cobras and certain vipers, they're aggressive. Then you got some snakes that'll play dead. They'll roll over and act like they're dead. That's their subtlety. You got to be able to know how to get out of any and every fucking situation. Every situation, everything that you deal with. Whether that's dealing with a man, woman, a man of your nation, a man of the other nation, a woman of your nation, a woman of the other nation, children, old, whatever the fuck the situation is, you should be able to handle it through the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And I'm gonna tell you this one. Dig this. Sometimes the greatest act is to not say a motherfucking thing. See, like I said, this lesson was inspired by Elder Yashawamba in a video he just recently did, because I was meditating on these things, because it's like, even in my own spirit, I think about these things. You know, sometimes you got to know when to just shut the fuck up. I was just telling my son this. I was like, listen, talking too much leads to you putting your foot in your mouth. So just practice shutting the fuck up sometimes. He's like, yeah, you right. A lot of men don't grasp that. Oh, that's the spirit. That's what I was thinking about. Attachments. Because he was speaking on grudging. A lot of men holding grudges against one another. That's an attachment issue. You're too attached. See, this truth teaches you about being detached too. Listen, we had a guy, a brother, I'll give him that title, I'm respectfully, seriously, that I really liked this brother. right? It was, but literally, it was around us in the camp, and then it was like we got a text message, and he felt it was best for him not to be a part of the camp anymore. It wasn't even like a explanation. It was just here today, gone tomorrow. It was like, damn, you know, no, hey, if he hears this lesson, it's no hard feelings, not on my, no hard feelings. You did what you felt was best for you, but that doesn't mean that there's no reaction to your action. And that it didn't really bother me, because you know why? Attachments. You got to learn to manage your attachments. A lot of you are like that, like it's just like a fucking woman in that regard. See, a woman is supposed to be attached. When you think about a woman and her virginity and who she be fucking on, a woman be having attachments. That shouldn't be the case with you as a man. You holding on to shit with a brother, shit shouldn't even be that serious. Shit don't even be that serious. It be petty. But you can't let go of that feeling. You gotta manage. You gotta have tact. You gotta have discernment. Yeah, you know, it is what it is, man. See? These are these hard-nosed points of wisdom that a lot of men are uncomfortable with. This is where it gets into the nitty-gritty of this walk, and it gets hard. All right? Hey, that's a good one. James 1:19, it says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." Exactly. Exactly. All that bitter, and we all, and I, like I say, I hate talking like this, but I'm talking from a place of, hey man, when I'm in my house and I'm by myself, yeah, nigga, I'm mad. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm annoyed, right? But I have to manage that for the sake of my family. My family understands. They're the main reason I do my best to manage it, because it's like, I don't, as the scripture said, I don't want to be a roaring lion in my house. But I hit you with this. Sometimes I am a fucking roaring lion. Because you know why? Yeah, sometimes niggas need to know, like, man, I'm pissed the fuck off. This is some bullshit. So it's about balance. I'm not, like you said, I'm not a terrorist, but to my household, but at the same time, it's like, hey man, this is real. I'm a manage it, but at the same time, what we're speaking to is, man, when you on them jobs, in the restaurant, when you in public with brothers, hey man, you got to manage all that shit, man. All right? I literally don't give a fuck about what the majority of these people do, think, feel, say. That's it. But if I understand I'm in a certain setting and I gotta be on point, I'm gonna be fucking on point. Brothers that have ever worked with me, they understand this. I've worked with brothers. Let me tell you this, right? I got a brother that I've worked with twice. We've worked together twice. You think I be, hey, shalom, all that? No. We call each other by each other's government names. You got to be tactful, tactical, all them things. Can't be as simple as the scripture didn't say be simple like a fucking koala bear. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking some simple ass fucking animal in the animal kingdom. That's why the scriptures compare us to sheep as well. Our people are simple. The Lord is raising us up to be wise as serpents. You got to really understand what that means. You got to really get into what's going on with that type of attitude. What are you trying to accomplish here? What is the Lord trying to get us to see? Be like. Oh, I think about this, and I'm about to close up here in a second. But man, Yahushua, there's only but a handful of times. There's only one time that you really see Yahushua lose his anger, lose his temper. Right? But that gives us an excuse to blow our top 8, 9, 10 times a day. Just lose your shit, popping off at people in public, popping off at people on your job. You a menace to society at your fucking job, man. Just me being me at my job got me to being a supervisor. This is the second time in 2 jobs. The last 2 jobs I've had, I moved up from just being an employee. Cause you know what, as a Jake, you try to be. Listen, I'm at a point in my life. Let me just throw this out there for balance too, cause there is a work hard attitude. But I'm gonna be real with you, man. When it comes to these jobs, man, I be in my mind trying to Jake the job in the senses of, man, I'm gonna come up here, do what the fuck I gotta do, and do it good enough to get the job done. But that's funny. You in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm about to just be a regular nigga on the job, right? But then your spirit takes over, and who you are takes over, and then you see who these people are out here. The 2/3 these people. These Edomites, all of them for the most part, are through. And then you just end up becoming a star fucking employee. I just started the job and outshined everybody in a few days, and now I'm a supervisor moving up. It was just me being me. Me handling situations, me being able to talk to my manager, me being able to talk to the people around that work around us, to police. I work downtown. And shit, with events. So, all the people that's handling traffic, everything, being able to handle that shit. Cause what? Most 2/3 niggas can't do that shit. Most people are stupid. Most people are koala bears. Go look up koala bears. Koala bears have smooth heads, smooth brains. They're stupid animals. They're a stupid animal. Okay, yes. Stupid. Yes, you have smart animals. You have highly intelligent animals like dolphins. And then you have fucking stupid animals. And koala bears are one of them. Most of their diet is they eat, like 80% of what they eat doesn't give them any nutrients. It just gets them fucked up. They sleep like 20 hours a day. That's what most of you people are. You're koala bear ass people. So you don't know how to handle shit. You don't know how to be handled. You don't know how to handle each other. You're emotional. You're too attached. Go read into being detachments. He who is detached the most wins. That's basically a universal law, man. He who cares less wins. That's a point of wisdom. He who cares less wins, because you're not emotionally involved. King Solomon's first point of wisdom, I'm gonna close up here. He was detached from those 2 women and their baby. He wasn't dealing with that emotionally. Oh my God, somebody lost a baby. Oh, he's like, oh, word? Oh, okay, so you say it's your baby, and you say it's yours. All right, give me the baby. All right, how about I chop it in half? They don't get much more detached from a situation than saying, I'm going to chop a baby in half and give one half to you and a half to the other. He was emotionally detached, and he manipulated their emotions to get the truth out of the situation. A lot of us, don't you get that, man? We all are supposed to be getting that. That's one thing that I study and learn from Apostle Tahar and the apostles. You first come into this truth and you see men fall out, and they be like, gasping for air. You can't sleep. Yes, it's fearful. I've spoken on certain men that aren't here today that'd be like, yo, this is crazy. It'll put you in that space which you're supposed to be in. But at the same time, detached. I understand greatly. I'm going to say this in closing. I understand greatly. If I'm not here tomorrow doing what I'm doing today, if I'm not pushing this word, this ministry will go on without me. Brothers will go on without me. Yeah, well, yeah, he was a cool ass dude. Da. I saw this, I saw that. He was a problem here, but hey, you know what? He just wasn't party elect. That's the fucking period to the end of that situation. Moving the fuck on. That's hard. That's bitter, ain't it? Yeah, that's that bitterness. Yeah, that's bitter, ain't it? Somebody you been around, broke bread with, rolled with, ate food with, probably unspent the night with, met their family, they done met your family, and they not here today. And you just gotta move the fuck on. See, if sincerely, you be kind of feeling fucked up behind it. You be like, damn, man, I feel bad that I don't really care. You think the Lord cares? This is bitter. So I'm gonna say this in closing. Work out thy own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Handle everybody with tact. Be tactful. Be wise as a serpent. Shalom.